Hello, everybody. This is Robert from the Next User channel. I'm the host. You're gonna hear some drip, drip, dripping in the background. Don't mind that. I'm warming some coffee. You might wonder why. Well, if you look, you can see on the screen. You look up at the time up here. Um, you'll see there is. Oh, right. You know what? Um, I got to put my little screenlets on here. Um, must forgive me there a little bit. I have my little screenlets. Um, I'm gonna have to configure them. I want to make them permanent on the desktop. Um, um, I can bring this down a little bit so you can kind of see it. Um, so anyhow, let me see if I can configure this where it is permanent on the desktop. I like the position or where it's at. I like the clock. I picked the style, if you will. Um, the style look or whatever. The clock hands. I picked it out. I made the little second hand. Well, second hand was red. I just left that. Um, I made this blue. Um, if I wanted to, I could make it white, but why? Why? I mean, it could if I wanted to. Do this over here and click OK, and it would be white. But you see how you really can't tell, you know. Uh, well, I mean, if I did it that way, maybe if I did it like that, them a little bit bigger, but you still can't really see it though. Now this is the defaults. What it look like. Um, but then you don't want it black, so I already got red, so I decided just to pick blue. Why not? You know. So that's what I chose. And go back there. Um, and go to the sharp. Yeah. Because that's the style that I like. So that's what I'm going to pick. Maybe I'll go around because it's a little bit thicker. Yeah. Let's do that. So the time it is, it seems this one, it's got 3 o'clock. Oh, I guess it is 3 o'clock. I hadn't realized it. Time is elapsing. um, yeah. Whoop. Sounds like the coffee's almost ready, y'all. Mmm. Smells good. This right here changes the size, if you will, of the the um, the clock. Yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah, I'm just checking to see the recording and how's that going, and as well as the audio. Yeah, so it's doing fine. So I don't need that really anymore. But this is the volume thing, so that I can see. Check recordings that it's doing okay. And right here, um, this is the configuration. And some Linux OSs, they have the volume sort of setting. This sort of, it says volume control, but it's sort of the settings there. Um, so you can check everything as far as the output, the input, what's the playback. And the playback is through is it says recording, but the playback is here. That's more, I should just say system sounds and stuff, but this to me is really the output is really the playback where it's gonna really, you're really gonna see something there. So anyhow, let me close that up. I don't need that, and don't need this because it is the way I want. Let's see. And click about. They have readme part. Let me do the credits. It says Martin Grimm and Robert is I'm not going to try to I'm not going to try to pronounce that. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. License, the GNU General Public License. You can probably read that. And I think about it, GNU General Public License. I could actually, when you see how it changed from the arrow to the little cursor thing, right? This is when you can actually copy this, right? And if I do, where's my little notepad thing? Or let me do Tommy notes, because I haven't actually used those in a minute. I like Tommy notes. And where are they at? Okay, there we go. Tommy notes. So start here. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Start here. I did this before. I'm not new at this. This is just gonna post this in there. So, yeah, and this will be what should I call it? Let's see, put it in what notebook? So to place it in a certain kind of notebook. It's no notebook. You want it in. This is a new notebook, and we want to call it Linux info. Okay. So it's in the Linux info, type stuff. So this is cool just to read, more of a geekish type of thing. Anyhow, so let me see. It's yeah. So let me see here. Untitled for so the text. There we go. Right. So now it's saved. I know because it changed. So we're good. Yep. Right, that'll work. So I can close this all out. Yeah. They got this readme stuff. Ooh, this is interesting too. So we're going to. What in? just happened? Whoa. Did you? We just. I don't know if this is still recording. Let me see. Screen recorder. Did you? Okay, you still going? Just had a blackout. I was like, in the video went down. I was like, what the heck? Anyhow, um, that this is most definitely a distraction. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all this. You have to bear with me, y'all. Um, yeah, this is just this is a little scalable um, clock thing. Really cool. Um, and so now I need another note, new one. Um, no, paste. All right. Okay. So now this is gonna go under Linux info. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So this is good. I'll read this much later. So now you're seeing how sort of the um, Linux, you know, you can call it Linux admin, whatever, how we kind of do things. So, and these little Tommy boy notes is where you can make little notations. You know, it could be from a to-do list to a, and then you can link stuff. Uh, you can export it, the notes to a HTML format if you wanted to. Um, Let me do a quick little because this is something I really like about not just only Linux Mint, but I see it in Ubuntu, Mate. All of them are starting to. All of them always had documentation for for the distributions, and really was kind of like a short um, overview of what the distribution really is about. Giving you details about this distribution and maybe their aims, goals, and just how I got started and all of that. So the history there. So anyhow, this is what you would probably call the uh, like a help manual uh, documentation sort of thing, and most distributions have them. Um, my guess, and some of them have this ready and available, and on like for instance Linux Lite, a derivative of Ubuntu, a light version of it. They have it like on the desktop. As soon as you install it, right on the desktop, they have it, and then I think there's a link on the welcome screen which is another thing that I'm seeing a lot of distributions are starting to do, is having a welcome screen, because it is sort of a introduction for the user to um, get uh, get some familiarity with the the operating system they're using, and it's a, you might want to say it's a sort of a walkthrough. Let me, now I know I did a video already on um, this, because the thing is, I don't really need to do that, because I think I did a video already about the welcome screen. Um, you know, um, I think, okay, I'm a short really quick, and let me see here and close this out. Um, okay, so here it is, the welcome screen. The Now you see it. It's, that it's Linux Mint Sarah XFC. This is the desktop environment. Um, and I'll read it. It says, "Welcome, thank you for choosing Linux Mint. We hope you will enjoy using it as much as we did designing it. The links below will help you get started with your new operating system. Have a great time, and don't hesitate to send us your feedback." Uh, I believe that, is, genuine. Um, so, I may keep that pop up on startup, because I need to actually um, check out the forums link on here, because I want to get signed into there, and I probably need to make notes of um, I think, while I've joined the Google Plus, I think next minute I'm joining the Google on Google Plus, but the forums is different. It's still sort of the community. The forums is really where the community is mostly going to be at, but you have Google Plus is sort of a new um, community, because some people may be more familiar with the Google Plus, and so that may work for some people. Other people, sort of old school people, will probably go to the forums, and that's going to be really where you can find a lot of your information. But some people are more familiar with the Google Plus, so that's where they will go. Um, um, Sometimes distributions will have um, some on different social networks and stuff, so that's good. Um, okay, I'm closing that out. Um, we were really talking about Tommy Boy notes. Um, so there's information here. I can just open this up. What I need to do is really, I saw this from watching another YouTube um, YouTube producer, is you make the things a little bit larger, especially when you're doing a screencast, so the people can't read everything that is written on the screen, like you know, um, the one doing the recording. So you make it bigger, people can actually see what it says. How to configure and set up sync, to sync your notes, hotkeys, Tommy Boy add-ins. It says add additional functionality to Tomboy. So it's interesting in how with so much more. I think with distributions, uh, I would say giving more options to and features to show text cursor. Um, no, I don't need to. I don't need that. A bookmark. Okay, but I think let me see here. Yeah, this is about Tommy Boy notes. I think go. Yeah, and so I'm gonna show you this really quick, and then I'm gonna get my copy. I need to set that up. Let me finish and so here in all documents, it's gonna have a listing right here. Several different things related to system and the um, applications. As you can see, we have Banshee Player, which is just a media player. You can see it's written there. Calculator, uh, help you with the calculator. There's Cheese Webcam. That's the thing that you see uh, uh, running right here. And so let's see if I can click on this, and I don't know if I can do that and still get this thing. It's not gonna do. Yeah. So anyways, you see the. I don't need to see me, right now. But also in here they have, and they already have they have the welcome screen, but also here this is and I've said this before. I don't really need to go over this, but you got this section here that gives introduction, software management, how tips and tricks, kind of the conclusion. What might be important, I guess, to some of you is, um, I want to use certain programs. So in the software management, that's is where you're gonna go, and you can read up on that. Um, what that's all about. You can click next, and it'll probably have some visual, like a image right there. So yeah, that's what it looks like. I mean, literally, that's what it looks like. So and they got some more information. Other Another program, the Synaptic Package Manager. Also, another way to install programs here. And as you can see in this image, you have featured stuff. You have all the packages. You have in categories of internet, sound and video, graphics, office, games, accessories. And what I find interesting is how it has that accessories, and it's in a category sort of like what the menu is. You have all, just like it had their accessories. Well, it had games, but they have education, graphics, internet, media, all of that. So you see system stuff, science, sort of science and education. So you have all of that there. But what this one does here, this is more of a detailed thing, and it just gives you some more details. So I'm not gonna go get all technical with everybody. but I thought you'd at least sort of getting something educational in this screencast and say, hey, I learned something about Linux Mint here. Um, and I'll close that up. Really, you probably don't need to even really need to see me, but I thought visual is helpful. Sometime I'm just going to put this down. I'll bring it up later. Um, I'm going to, you can still hear my voice, so I'm going to get me some coffee. So I'll let you know. And I forgot to bring my. Okay, see if I can. My cord is long enough. I can bring sugar bowl in here, and I'm gonna do this. You can't see this. You don't need to anyway. So my newly installed desktop Linux Mint 18, I've did some, well, as you can see probably at the bottom of the screen, I added some, what do you call it, was basically all the applications that I have in the menu. I decided to put them, most of them on the bottom panel, which didn't come by default. But usually I like to do a screenshot of the desktop when I do a new install. But since I've already did a screencast and a video of that something like that anyway, I don't need to do that. So this is my version of the Linux Mint 18. This is what it looked like. Let me stir my coffee a little bit. So I did a little vlog just probably, I don't say minutes, a few minutes ago. Oh yeah, that's good. I think I got it back. I made a cup of coffee, made some coffee the other day, just didn't come out right. I wasn't pleased with it. So, I'll show you another little program here, and on your screen it probably just looks like a little square. And I probably, for the sake of the video, I probably could take my the icons on the desktop, and they're really just shortcuts to programs. This one, which is called Catfish, I'm gonna open it up. And so now you can see and hold on a second, I'm gonna do something really quick. The desktop, I usually like to arrange icons in order. Okay, so now it's a little more neater. Yeah. So here is desktop in it. This is the home folder here. So if I was to look for a document or something like that, it might tell me there's no documents in here. Well, it takes me to the documents folder. But if I said, let's say, video, then it's going to take me to the video folder right here. So, wow. So let's see what else. If I say picture, and then you probably can look for specific files, not just the folder that the files are in. So if I can double click on that. You see here, it's going to open up my pictures folder. And so this picture folder, I think this is the picture that the desktop is the desktop. So I got a bunch of different. I guess I could open that program up just to show you that program, which is called Viewer. It's get the exact name. X Viewer. All right. It says this program here. It says this program comes with absolutely no warranty. See the GNU Public License version 2 or later. All right. So let's take a quick peek here and look at a couple of desktops I have here. I mean desktops, the images I have here. That's a pretty nice. Maybe I should blow it up because, hey, it's better for the viewers, right, to see. Yeah, it's a nice. Yeah, I picked some nice ones, didn't I? Some nice desktops, and that's one. That's a nice one too. I really like that one. That's kind of cool. And that's clean, dark. And that's a bright one. And I think that's the one I have on the desktop right now. So I'm going to show you how within this program, which is program just showing that helps you view pictures that you have in your picture folder. I can click right here. It says set as wallpaper, right? Well, I already have this, but let's say I want to go back to this. I'm gonna go to, let's go with a dark one, and set that as wallpaper. Now you can go here. This will open up your background preferences, as it states right there. Notice here it says the image Linux Mint graphite, and it gives you the height, or not the height, the size of the image has been set as desktop background. Would you like to modify its appearance? So this is, you can modify the appearance. You click on that and it'll pop up and you'll see all these images. Now these are not the default images that come with the Linux Mint. I'm going to just say that because if you look here where it says folder, it says pictures, and that's in my picture folder. But if you look here, they have backgrounds. So, and here's well, you would have to, let me do it this way because I didn't figure this out. Um, when I did this one time before, it didn't uh, you know, show the background. So what I found out I had to do was go to other, right? Go to backgrounds here, and then go to Linux Mint, click open, and then all of the sort of default Linux Mint um, default ones. Well, these are some. But see, there's more. So let me show you what I mean by that. Go to other again. And then, yeah, that's the one I wanted to show you really. So when you get to the desktop, most people when they want to add a picture, they usually go to the desktop and right click and change their desktop. Add a picture or something. They go to the web and download it, but you don't have to. With this system, there's already notice you come with it comes with images for you to add. Okay, it comes with it. Now I'm just going to close this out, and these are still my pictures here and stuff, but and this was like I said the catfish the system search. Now you can search your system file. Like for instance, I do it when I want to search for a icon. You know, for instance, this little icon here, you can't really see that. Let me show you. Um, Sorry, I keep forgetting. I got stuff down here now. Um, in here where it says, because I created this folder, it says icon custom. So what I did is with the catfish that you just seen, I just closed up. I searched in there for an icon that I liked. Um, I copied it. I went to my pictures folder, created a folder, uh, clicked on the space and like this where it say paste, I pasted it and into the folder, and there it is. So I have icon or a icon or however many icons that I want to use or change or exchange, and yeah, so that's it pretty much. um, that's how I changed um, the icon right there. So let's see here. um, I Which is interesting here, the file manager. Let me open this up because I thought I had. This is the file manager, so um, it just looks different. When you look in the menu, it's got the little red thing, but okay. So, anyways, this is the file manager. And you're wondering, well, what are you talking about? Now, you seen in here, I clicked on this. Oops, not this. Yeah, this. Yeah, yeah. Stop doing that. Um, so right here it says file manager. Notice how the icon is red and whatnot right there. Now, on the desktop here, you can't see it. It's down here, but it says file manager. You know how the icon is gray, but if I click on it, you still see the same thing. So it's still the same thing. Um, that's what I was talking about. So it's different. Um, so here, um, show you when you get your desktop set up. You, if you want to, um, change something, right? I'll show you right now. Okay, if you look over here, it says Linux. I changed this, um, and I can see how I can do that. But if you look down here, here's the icon, and it says Robert Wilbur 24/7. Usually on the web, that's how you're gonna see, sort of my username, um, and people how it was sort of alias, if you will. Um, so this is the user settings, and so you, I'm on mine. I'm the administrator. On yours, you would be the administrator, and so to change the account from custom to administrator, because that's where you want to be the administrator. So you can make whatever change it is that you want to make. You can do that. Let me put the password in. Okay, my bad. You know what? Something went wrong there. Let me see. Okay. No, I thought I had. Okay, come on, pop up. It don't want to let me in, and that's not a good thing because I am the administrator. Sometimes if you get passwords, it's not a good thing. Um, there we go. Um, I usually, this is a tip for you all, um, is when you got a password, write it down on paper. Paper, whether you use a pencil or pen, write it down. I did. I wrote mine down. So even if I had messed up here, I could look back at my note and be able to still get in my system, because I would be upset if I could not get in. That would not be good. So let me show you something here. Now I'm gonna be the administrator. So um, I just want to shorten this a little bit. Okay, notice at the top, well, you probably can't read it, but at the top, not the name, and this just says changing your user account type 4, and it gives you 3 options. First option is custom, second option is administrator, third option is desktop user. So what this is for, custom is probably like a combination of things. Now, uh, it could be sort of for instance, I'll say custom. In my proper understanding, is that let's say if you had someone that was using your computer that um, and they help you do some certain things with your computer. So you give them a little more access. They're not the administrator, so they could probably make some changes, but not all. Um, and then that's probably what the custom uh, uh, user would probably be. The desktop user would just be someone that's just going to get on there and surf the web and check their email or whatever, and not changing anything to your system. They just another user on the system. So their access is limited. Um, and the reason why I point this out is for new Linux users. Um, now, what as far as if you have um, privacy concerns, this is what I would do. Okay, um, is set up two accounts. Okay, um, when you want to go online, right? Go to this screen here and switch to desktop user, and then click OK. Of course, you're gonna have to put password in, um, or you know, you you could do it that way because you're the administrator, or you could. I mean, it's probably the simplest way to do it. You switch to desktop user, because you're still the administrator. You just go into desktop user mode. Um, so you can't really make any changes under the desktop user. Um, just simple changes, like changing the background or whatever. But when you try to make any system uh, changes or modifications or anything, you're gonna be, you know, locked out. Unless you just use the password, so you already know it. So anyhow, so if you wanted to, uh, set up two accounts, both are you. Just one would be for administrative type tasks and stuff that you have. Then you could do that. You could set up another under desktop user, and under that one, you could just surf the web and download pictures. Just useful information, just stuff that you want to do on the web, um, so that if somebody was trying to attach this and attach that, whatever, it would go to the desktop user profile, right? It wouldn't be to the administrative profile unless you go online in the administrator mode. This is why this is important. So this is why how you can use these different modes, whether you decide to just click on desktop user right here, um, and use just a desktop user. Like if you're going online, I will go with desktop user. This way they only have access to desktop user. Okay, but if you switch to administrator, and this is something Microsoft does, uh, is it sets you up as the administrator straight away. And I understand that part, but you want to either switch to desktop user if you decide to go online, and when you are offline or whatever, you can switch back to administrator, or you could just stay in desktop user mode until you are ready to do some administrative stuff, and you switch to administrator. There's a, like I said, it's a safety, privacy, you know, thing there. So, anyways, now I am. Really, you gonna ask me again for the password? Okay. Okay. Okay, that's gone. Now, getting more down in the nitty gritty, I'm just gonna give you a peek. Okay, in here it says manage groups. Matter of fact, I don't know if I'm really even sure you show you that, but what this part here is, let's say if you had a couple people who use your computer, right? You only, and like I said, and this probably would be more in the custom mode. Um, if you wanted to manage, say, somebody, you wanted them to have access to some administrative privileges, but you're being more specific about what they're allowed to do. So this is the place where you go. I'm just going to open it up, but I'm not going to change anything. But here you see groups available on the system. So you have top is administrative, audio, backup, Bluetooth, so that you have access for a bunch of stuff. So the point is what I'm saying is that's where you would specify which administrative temporary access this other user had to your system. So this is just for being careful. Um, and also notice here, and I noticed in Windows they have it's set up as a as far as the login, they have it set up when I believe you put a password in, and most people, and this is not a good idea, most people when they see say automatic login, because people don't want to remember the password, they just make a password up and they don't write it down. They click automatic so that every time they turn this system on, it's gonna log in automatically. This is not good. Um, so because that means that anytime you go on the web, if somebody tries to attack your system and do something, they're going to be, if they access it, they're going to be in the administrative mode, so they have access to everything. That's why it's important that you go in desktop user mode, which is a regular user. Um, so that's the only thing they have access to. Whatever you do on that profile, you know, that's all. Use it. So, anyways, I'll close this out. As you can see, the desktop it changed. And most people know the right click, um, and you can go to the desktop settings and change the background. You know, um, so here you go. You can sort of see the background there. Um, I think this is kind of cool as well. You have this one here is a green one. I should move that out of the way so you can kind of see a little bit. And this silly little video out of the way, you can see. If I click on that, you can kind of see what it looks like. So that's kind of cool. Let me see here. This is a brighter one. So you kind of see the desktop, and it's a whole lot brighter. I'm not so much for the brightest, a little bit too bright for me. But just to give you, and you have this one. This is kind of cool. Yeah, see? Next meant from freedom came elegance. I like that. I think this is kind of cool. There's kind of water droplets on like a window pane kind of feel there. Let's see what else we got here. It's like a metal grate or some kind of effect there, and you have this, which is kind of cool. A little spotlight action kind of going on. And this is cool. X of C, clean and simple. X of CE is also a desktop, but it's well, it's a desktop, but the this menu is an X of C. It's a whisker menu, but the whisker menu is on the X of CE desktop. Yeah. So let me also give y'all a. Well, yeah, I think you already seen the picture of the software manage. The let me do the synaptic tab manager. This is, you can look for programs in here. I showed you the picture of it. Mostly you're not going to get into all of that technical stuff. So let me go to software manager, and I know you've seen the picture, but I want you to actually, see it and how it, how it looks and how it's going to work. Okay. Yeah, so you'll get to see what it looks like and how it's going to work. Uno momento. Time for more coffee. So it's where you go get the software. Y'all pay attention to the desktop now. Don't pay attention to me. I'm just putting some sugar in my coffee. So anyhow, the software, you have a bunch of the categories, right? And I went over that already, but this is, you see at the top right hand, there's a search bar, where you can do your searches and stuff. So I'm back. So, alright. And I can close the desktop thing up. Yes, I'm done with that. So, yeah. Yeah, so here we have the like I said, you got the categories. You can go into sound and video. Yeah, you can go into graphics. You have Office. I'm going to take a peek there. This just shows you, as far as Office, different type of application things that you have available. Now this is already installed. Now if I go into menu really quick, just to show you really quickly, here you have a total Office suite. Now I'm going to click here just really quick. Since we're on the topic of LibreOffice Suite, this is, LibreOffice Suite. And usually if I've had a bunch of files or whatever that I would wrote or whatever in LibreOffice, they would be over in this section here. like a recent files or whatever, um, remote files or open the file. But this is writer. It's probably where you would do the writing part, calculating. It's a spreadsheet, calc. That's what they call it. Impress is for presentation. And I've forgotten the equivalent, Microsoft equivalent. But here is the suite. Okay, so there it is, everybody. You have templates and stuff. Writer templates, calc templates, impress templates, draw templates, etc., etc. Okay. All right. So close that out. So back here, this is under the category of Office, but this shows you what other Office, um, applications that you could find in here. And you can click on that. I usually hit enter, and so it'll just bring up the little overview of what the application or tool or whatever it is. Now, Diffuse, it says, is a graphical tool for merging and comparing text files. This Diffuse is able to compare an arbitrary number of files side by side and gives users the ability to manually adjust line matching. So this is probably some technical um, stuff about that. So I'm just going to go with featured. Um, let's go with featured stuff. Like they already have BLC, which is the media, main media player that I use. It's multi. It plays most media files, pretty much anything, and it's cross-platform. So I'm telling you, it works on Linux, it works on Apple, it works on say Linux, Mac, Apple, Windows. It works, multi-platform. Here's a program here that more seasoned Linux users use to install, let's say, a Windows program. Some people want to install Windows programs, for instance, let's say like specific games. It could be an old game, it could be a new game. It didn't have to actually be a game. It could be, for instance, I don't know, like Photoshop or something, maybe. And usually you can find out information. I'm sure there's probably a website or something related to this. Usually, I think, well, in the Ubuntu software, not Ubuntu software, and I think Synaptic package, they probably would list the website link. Okay, go back to the featured stuff here. We have below, we have FileZilla. I know some people actually use FileZilla, so it says the full featured graphical FTP, FTPS, and SFTP client. People in business, they use this type of stuff. So just in case someone that's watching, use that. And then also we have on here Skype. We can use Skype too on Linux. And I'm just pointing out, for someone not familiar with Linux, and this is what this channel is. People are not familiar with Linux and not sure, okay, what do they have to offer? So this is why I'm showing it to you. And I don't have to describe Skype to you. You already know about Skype. Um, but it can be installed on Linux. It used to be a time where, Linux, it's not that Linux didn't have, they have them now, alternatives. Um, for instance, just like with, like Word, Microsoft Word, I don't know what it is now. What I forget the term, the what they call the new word processor that Microsoft has. Um, so it is a writing program where you write documents and stuff and save it. Um, and send the files and stuff to people. Well, that's what actually you could use the FTP, which is file transfer protocol. So if you want to send files to a coworker or something like that, you could do that. And actually, LibreOffice is compatible with Windows, and you could change the file format uh, of LibreOffice into a Microsoft format and send the file to them. So this is what I'm saying, the usefulness um, of Linux and how now for those who do art type stuff, we have Inkscape. I think this is let me just read it because I could be wrong. Um, Inkscape is a illustration editor. So for you illustrators, which I have some um, actually want to actually that's a direction I really want to go into. I was listening to a video. There's a guy who this is what he do. He's an artist, and so what he was telling how he began as an artist and how to sort of become known is that he went to Deviant Art, and he was just, I mean, it's sort of the you know for someone not knowing how to market and get your name out there, become popular, and people to know about your artwork that you've created. Um, this Deviant Art, I actually knew about Deviant Art, but I didn't know that part about it. I knew people who are artists that were, um, bringing their work there, but I didn't know it was just for, any artist. I thought it was just for, more professional artists. So now that I know from watching, this video producer slash, um, artist, um, now I know about it and I'm going to check it out. DeviantArt. Yeah, I'm going to check it out because I want to not only to submit my artwork, but also because I'm starting to get back into my using some of my artistic skill sets, and I get to use Inkscape. You know, now there's there's is GIMP, but that's more like sort of a Photoshop, sort of type thing there, alternative. Um, but the illustration because he actually wanted to do like some graphics and stuff things. So this is either one of those you can do different stuff there, but that's kind of I think GIMP is kind of after you created the image or whatever. You can actually create it in there in GIMP as well. Um, but this is more made for drawing. So there it is. I gotta find a way to get some money. So because I want to get a scanner so that I can draw the stuff and then scan it instead of probably having to uh, draw my drawing and then take my phone and take a picture of it, um, then connect my phone to the computer um, to sort of upload or download it to my computer, however that goes. So, okay, so, um, but let me, yeah, I was supposed to be telling you what it says. Yeah. Um, Inkscape is an illustration editor which has everything needed to create professional quality computer art. See now, some people think in Linux you can't do that. I'm telling you, you can. You got Inkscape. It said you can use it to make diagrams and illustration, technical drawings, web graphics, which going in the area where I want to kind of do, and clip art. That's something icons. See logos. That is a direction that I really do want to go. Um, Especially I want to kind of contribute back to the open source, and because I like icons. I like icons and themes a lot. Um, so maybe some of the artwork that I do will be um, contributed or considered, um, by some distribution. Maybe one that I decide to continue to use, like what you see right now, Linux Mint. I'm comfortable with it. I'm okay with it. Then um, I've been for a long time a um, distro hopper is a phrase um, that people use are people who use a lot of Linux distributions because there's so many out there, and so they want to try all these different kinds. But I think what's making a little, no, a lot more sense to me is I think I can still try different stuff out, you know, um, but I'm gonna do it just on a USB hard drive instead of wearing my hard drive out. And I think that's the reason why I have some of the technical issues that I have. But some of them are based upon it just being an older machine. And then this is something for people to take note. Take care of your computer. Um, I know this might sound strange because I didn't take care of mine, but from the experience, what I've experienced, it's not going to last long or work right. And I wish that I had took better care of it. I didn't, and so I'm saying if do, it's going to last much longer. Actually, my laptop, I call it laptop, but it's actually a notebook. That's the official term, notebook. It's a Lenovo G585 notebook with 4 gigs of RAM and 320 gigs on hard drive. I forget, you know, the graphics, but I do remember them being high definition graphics, so that's good. I remember the time when the desktops were, you know, even the screen resolution wasn't that. It was like 800 by 600. And you could change your screen to 800 by 600, and that's something I think both Windows and Linux do. Changing the screen resolution where it fits. Let's say you know, the computer hardware, whatever. If your computer say is an older model and it can't take these high resolution, so you could change that. So that's always I thought was a smart idea when you know the people that create operating systems they put in there is smart. Um, so yeah, that's good. Um, and the other thing is, if you have a older computer, and even though say you install a Linux operating system and you use it in a higher setting, it may look better, but then the functionality, for instance, just like I'm doing screencast, right? And I got the video right here. You seeing not just the screencast, but the video right here. This webcam program. It's if you notice, and I move around, it's sort of slow. That's because I'm recording in video, and I got a video in a video. That's why there. So, okay, going back to features here, sort of to uh, highlight. Whoops, went too far there. I wanted to um, sort of cover um, some of the programs that Linux has, and it's so many. I really couldn't touch on all of them. Not in one screencast. It's just too many of them to list. But I thought some people like stuff like this. Stellarium. It's a real-time photorealistic sky generator. Um, they say here, I'm just going to read it. It just says Stellarium renders 3D photorealistic skies in real time. With Stellarium, you really see what you really see what you can see with your eyes, binoculars, or small telescope. Some features: default star catalog with over 600,000 stars, information about the brightest stars, spectral type, distance, etc. Downloadable star catalog extensions for up to 210 million stars. Wow, that's a lot. All new general catalog, NGC objects, images of almost all Messier objects and the Milky Way, real-time positions of the planets and their satellites, 13 different cultures with their constellations, um, artistic illustrations of the 88 Western constellations, very realistic atmosphere, sunrise, sunset. So it's interesting, for people who, if you're into, stars and whatnot, and that'd be something interesting for you. Here also is another program that's an animation a program to do animation. I'm gonna just read it. It says Blender is an integrated 3D suite for modeling, animation, rendering, post production, interactive creation, and playback games. Blender has its own particular user interface, which is implemented entirely in OpenGL and designed with speed in mind. Python bindings are available for scripting, import export features for popular file formats like 3D Studio and Wave Front OBJ um, are implemented as scripts by the community. Stills, animation models for games or other third party engines, and interactive content in the form of a standalone binary and common products of Blender use. So the size of it is about 33 megabytes to download it, and then once it's downloaded, it's going to take up about 147 megabytes of disk space. Just so you know. Um, so I just wanted some of y'all to see um, sort of what is here to offer. Some of the applications. Right here is the webcam that you see on the right. Um, Also here you have Dropbox. So yes, in Linux you can install Dropbox. I don't have to tell you about Dropbox. I ain't gonna talk about that. Um, is one application I think people might find interesting as well. Calibre is meant to be a complete library solution. It includes library management, format conversion, news feeds to ebook conversions, as well as ebook reader sync features. Calibre is primarily an ebook cataloging program. It manages your ebook collection for you. It is designed around the concept of the logical book. Okay, single entry in the database that may correspond to ebooks in several formats. It also supports conversion from a dozen different ebook formats to LRF and EPUB. A graphical interface to the conversion software can be accessed easily by just clicking the convert ebook button. So, and they tell you all the different formats, supported. Um, so I'm not gonna go through all of that, but here it is. For ebooks, it has software for you to do your ebook reading. So, this is Shutter. I'm just showing you on the screen. It's just a screenshot program. Rhythmbox has been with Ubuntu and several other different distributions almost since the beginning of this open source thing started. Banshee is sort of a new sort of music player. That's what I would call them. um, Minitube is a basically mini YouTube application. So I'm not going to go into that because anyways, Scribus, I think they're still working on that program though, so why I mentioned that. So to skip that, the Scribus is an open source desktop page layout program with the aim of producing commercial grade output in PDF and PostScript. Scribus can be used for many tasks, from brochure design to news papers, magazines, newsletters, and posters to technical documentation. I probably going to use this program because I thought that I might have to use something um, like Writer to actually publish a PDF, but you can do that also with LibreOffice, which is really cool. Um, I didn't know Script, I might not pronounce it, Scribus, Scribus. Okay, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm butchering the name. So it's about 21 megabytes just to download it. But once it's downloaded, it's going to take up about 61 megabytes of disk space on your hard drive. So just FYI. So and something else I should mention about this software manager is you have reviews. I mean, this is in the the sort of it says software manager itself. You don't actually have to go to a site or anything. That's something that is very different with Linux as far as the programs and stuff that you want to use. Um, you have it all in one, manager to find them, to install them, right on the system. You don't have to go to a website and download them. It's already in the system, set up. For whatever program that is that you want. Now, I will say there's some new Linux compatible programs you can actually go out and download and install. One of them being the simple screen recorder. Um, there's, I think, one or two distributions that are actually, having them either by default or they are actually they're already in their software manager thing or software manager. Sometimes they call it like a software center. So some of them are already starting to bring it to their software center, and I think that's good because I know I've used it often, and so let me go back. But anyways, like I said, you have reviews, and you can see here under the reviews, you pick your choice from the first to the last. It says, "I hate it as the worst, not a fan, so, like it, and then awesome." So those are the choices you have as far as each little program. I think that is a great feature. I mean, you don't need to go anywhere to get some kind of review on a certain application. Now, there's people that do screencasts that actually throw in there. They call them app picks. On the Linux Action Show, they call it app picks. I thought this was something they started doing, and people actually like the sort of visual verbal um, you know talk or discussion actually about app picks. So it wasn't just you have the review of the application, like you're on your system, you're looking at this application going, is this going to be a good program? It's going to work for me. And you have a list of users who um, did their little review on it. So what I think is really cool about the Linux Action Show, and this is not promotional, but they use the programs and then they'll say, hey, these some programs that I've used, and this is my review. Um, App picks, and they talk about the application and what it does and how they use it, so you get a more in-depth um, review of how it works. You know, who knows? They actually might demonstrate that. You know, but then again, it's a really good way to do a review. Um, my screencasts are getting kind of long here, so I think I'm gonna draw this thing, bring it to a close. I've talked about enough of the different programs and things that we have in Linux, but I'm gonna show you real quick. We have Spotify. Um, Most people know what that is. It's I guess a paid music online music streaming service. Um, and then we have also Steam. People have heard of Steam, which is sort of a gaming platform. Um, Started off uh, for Linux, but also a platform to where Linux, Mac, and Windows gamers can come all together. Um, Unique vision there. The creator had, I thought was great. VirtualBox. Now, this is a way for you to take your, um, how I was talking about distro hoppers, people that have, um, try out different Linux operating systems. Well, VirtualBox allows you to not only look at, use, try out other Linux operating systems, but it also allows you to use like Microsoft operating systems. I believe as well Mac as well. I could be wrong about that. I'd have to double check that. But anyhow, so here's something kind of interesting. This is sort of new, at least new to me. This is a Kaja, which is a basically the file browser integration with Dropbox, which I think is perfect because if you have Dropbox, it's an online storage. Um, I suppose people use it as a backup. But what I think is cool is that so when you save in your files and stuff, and it's in this program, it's cool because it not only it integrates Dropbox well with Kaja, which is the file manager. So if you wanted to use Kaja, you could do it. I'm pretty sure you could probably um, sync it or integrate it with um, um, you got Dropbox. You can still use it to sort of back up or save stuff to Dropbox using the file browser that you have. But this is so it's integrated with this specific file browser, which I believe it's pretty full featured file browser. The one that this distribution or this Linux operations system provides is Thunar, another popular one. Kaja is coming right along, becoming it's popular as well too. So anyhow, I thought I'd do a quick look at that one really quick. So, um, and that's just I just dealt with really just that's just really one. I mean, sort of the featured ones that I looked at. I didn't go into, um, for instance, say internet. Having to deal with browsers. But I did touch on like FileZilla, Thunderbird, which is a mail client. You got here Skype, Pigeon is an instant messenger, um, transmissions, which is a lightweight BitTorrent client, uh, Wireshark, which is a I ain't gonna touch that. Evolution, another mail client. See YouTube downloader, so you can download YouTube videos. You probably do that through the browser, anyways. But this is a specific program. Um, from what I noticed about this program, I didn't get it to work, but um, I'm sure there's going to be reviews on it. And I'm probably sometime today actually might check that out and see if I can get that to work. And if it does, then I'm gonna do my own review, which will be listed in the user reviews. So that's a web browser. They call it Midori. Empathy is another instant messenger client. You get is oh, it's a download manager. Okay, so you got a bunch of stuff you can use here. Um, Emule, yeah. So a bunch of different stuff you can use here. There's so much stuff to really go through. More instant messenger stuff. So, uh, it's just too much to cover, y'all. It really is just too much to cover. Lots of stuff. Um, Maybe I should have focused on these bunch of media, music players here. And I mean, just if you go too fast here, but just to show you how many, just what Linux has to offer, really a whole lot. Wait a minute, what's this? Well, that's a plugin. Also, like a BLC. Um, um, okay, I'm going to end this because I've um, come to the end. So I'm gonna review this, and hopefully this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. And I don't know, I may have to break this up into sections and say part one, part two, because it's so long. Um, but I wanted to do a little more in depth with you, everyone. And I really hope that you enjoyed it, and hopefully it drag on and cause you to be super bored or anything like that. So it has some interesting things. We talked about several different things related to Linux, but specifically to Linux Mint. Um, and hopefully, might help you to make the change, switch over to Linux. It's more safer and more secure. Um, and not to worry about it if there's any issues and things that you might have problems stuff with. There are community, like I said, there's communities, and there's also communities not only in just the forums, but there's also some in, like I said, Google Plus. So um, that's if that's more familiar for you. That's another place to get help if you need it. And as always, you can always leave a comment on my YouTube channel, and um, or send an email to me, which is also on my channel. The email will be there for you to send me an email, or you can leave a comment on my channel, and that will be fine too. So, anyway, talk to you all later. Peace out.